The Euro 2024 quarterfinal games have now finally wrapped up, and there were some iconic moments and amazing stories that were written. But now, I think it's only right to make my predictions for the Euro 2024 semifinals. And trust me, you're gonna want to stay until the end, because there might be an upset in my prediction. Why? Because I love being bold. So let's get straight into it. Let's start this off by talking about Spain versus France, which is probably the stronger semifinal matchup on paper. This game could be a good one. First, let's talk about Spain, who have definitely been the best national team at the Euro so far, and they had the tough task of playing the second best national team at the competition, Germany, who are also the hosts. And the game didn't start well for Spain either, because 5 minutes into the match, Pedri was on the end of a hard challenge by Toni Kroos, and this tackle injured Pedri, who will now miss the rest of Spain's Euro campaign. Lucky for Spain though, they've got some good depth, and their replacement for Pedri was Dani Olmo, an attack-minded midfielder who plays for RB Leipzig. And it was no surprise that in the second half, Dani Olmo got himself in a good position to receive the ball from 16-year-old Lamine Yamal and shot it well past the keeper to give Spain the 1-0 lead, something that they were craving for. And Lamine Yamal, by the way, wow, what a player he is, huh? Bro has 3 assists so far at the tournament, and nobody has more than him. After this goal though, Germany started to create some chances for themselves, and eventually one of them fell to Florian Wirtz in the 89th minute, who took it well and clutched up for Germany, scoring late to send the game to extra time and keep his country alive. How fitting is it that the Bayer Leverkusen man scores a last minute goal to save his country? That's crazy. However, in extra time, it felt like Germany were playing for penalties, since they knew that they would have the momentum and the crowd on their side, since they were the hosts obviously, and this would mean that they would have the advantage during penalties. But in the 119th minute, the German defense got caught sleeping, especially Rudiger, who probably made his second mistake at the entire Euros, since his first mistake was probably that own goal versus Scotland. And he then tracked back on Mikel Merino, the center defensive mid, who jumped up and scored brilliantly with his head to give Spain life and win the game 2-1. Genuinely, I think if Spain didn't score this goal, they would have lost for sure on penalties in my eyes. But thanks to Merino for coming up clutch, Spain are now through to the semifinals. And not gonna lie, they're probably the favorites to win the entire competition, since they are the best national team out of the 4 teams remaining. Let's now move over to France though, who as we all know by now, have not been the most impressive offensively during this tournament. And this showed once again in the quarterfinal game against Portugal, because although they did have some opportunities, none were taken and they scored nothing in the game. But neither did Portugal, because although France is struggling offensively, they've actually been playing really well defensively. And big up Saliba for that, because he's looked phenomenal in the back for the French. And although I'm a Liverpool fan, I say give it a few years and Saliba will undoubtedly be the best center back in the world. No glaze, this is just the truth. Anyways, the game had to be sent to penalties, where every single France penalty was simply world class, which is really impressive considering that they had to go up against Diego Costa, the goalkeeper that saved 3 penalties in the shootout against Slovenia in the round of 16. Eventually, Portugal's João Felix messes up his penalty, and this now sends France through to the semifinal. And fun fact, France is the first national team to make the semifinals of a major international competition without one of their players scoring a goal from open play. It's crazy that they still haven't done that yet. And although France have been piss poor offensively, France is just still too stacked and too talented to not make it this far. These guys gotta be nerfed, man. Anyways, in the semifinal clash between Spain and France, who do I got going to the final? Well, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think France's luck ends here. Listen, they're playing the best national team off of form at the tournament, and Kylian Mbappe, their star man, has not been feeling it whatsoever at this tournament. He even needed to get subbed out before penalties during the quarterfinal game against Portugal. And if the Spain manager, Luis de la Fuente, doesn't do something stupid again, like subbing both Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal off in regular time, I think Spain has got this one in the bag. So for my prediction, I think Spain will beat France 2-1 in extra time. I'm pretty confident about this one. Let's now move on to the other semifinal match, where we got England versus Netherlands. This one's either going to be really exciting or really boring. There's no in between. But before I go on and preview this match, please remember to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it and it means a lot, so thank you. And also if you guys can, follow my Twitter and my Instagram, both at Debuto, if you just want to hear my thoughts on football games, transfers, and overall, just to get to know me more. So if you want to, feel free to hit me up with that follow. Thank you. Back to topic, let's go over England first. And I mean, for like the first 75 minutes against Switzerland in the quarterfinals, they literally did nothing. They tried the bad 3 formation with 2 attacking wingbacks, but it felt like the wingbacks didn't even attack, bro. It was like they were just playing possession in the back with like 5 center backs. They created nothing besides Bukayo Saka doing some wonderful tricks. And eventually, Switzerland got themselves the ball more in the second half, and they used that to their advantage. Eventually in the 75th minute, Switzerland's Ndoye delivers a good ball into the box, where it takes a deflection off John Stones, and Embolo touches it home easily to give Switzerland the 1-0 lead. Now at this moment in time, I thought it was over for the English. Despite their really late comeback against Slovakia, I thought this time against a better opponent, 15 minutes left was too late for them to come back, especially when Switzerland also plays with 5 in the back and has a really good defensive shape. And to Switzerland's credit, they didn't let anyone through them, but England's Bukayo Saka didn't have to run through them. That's because from the edge of the box, he strikes it beautifully with a strong foot and caresses it to the bottom left corner to bring the game back level. What a goal and what a moment for the star boy Saka, who was trying to avenge his disappointment back in Euro 2020. Eventually, we had to go to extra time, where it was just a big old snooze fest. Literally nothing happened. Then at the penalty shootout, every single England penalty was world class, while while almost every Switzerland penalty was good too. Just one penalty wasn't, and it was Akanji's, who hit it so weak into Jordan Pickford. And right here is when I knew that Akanji ruined a generational hate watch.
Oh man, you're just ruining it. You're ruining it.
And with my boy Trent Alexander-Arnold stepping up for the 5th penalty kick, I had to stop my hate watch and switch sides. Since Trent is my boy, as you can obviously tell, I'm a Liverpool fan, and he smashes the ball to the left to send England through to the semis. I don't know how England keeps on doing it, man, but somehow yet again, they have fleeced their way to the next round. Let's now talk about the Netherlands, who have also been relatively poor throughout the tournament, and in fact, they finished 3rd in their group behind Austria and France. They started off their quarterfinal game against Turkey really poor too, because the entire first half, they did absolutely nothing, and instead, their defense got caught sleeping at the back post, and Akay then from Turkey scored to send the Turkish to dreamland. All the Turkish fans thought that they were going through, because the Dutch looked awful on the night, but at the start of the second half, Weghorst came on, and he changed the game for the Netherlands. From here on, the Dutch started to dominate, and they finally found their breakthrough in the 70th minute thanks to De Vrij, who headed it home to bring the game back level. But the Netherlands wouldn't stop this momentum, and 6 minutes later, Gakpo was there at the back post to score another goal for the Netherlands, and give them a 2-1 lead that they would eventually keep until the final whistle. Now this should have been Gakpo's 4th goal of the tournament, and this goal probably would have guaranteed him the golden boot, but they called it as a Mulder own goal instead. My boy Gakpo got robbed. It's crazy. Regardless, thanks to some good goals by the Dutch and saves by their goalkeeper Verbruggen, Netherlands have made their first semi-final in any major international competition since the 2014 World Cup, where they lost to Argentina on penalties. But enough of that. What is my semi-final prediction regarding England versus Netherlands? And honestly, even though I don't really want to see this happen, I think I'm gonna have to back the English. Not that I want them to win or anything, but I just have a feeling that it's inevitable. So in this game, I think the game will end 1-1 throughout 120 minutes, and England will win 5-3 on penalties to make the final of Euro 2024. You heard it here first. Let's now quickly go over the Euro 2024 final that I predicted, Spain versus England. If England can stop being boring for once, this would be one hell of a game, because the Spanish do play some beautiful football. Here's the thing though, even though all the odds and stuff will probably point to Spain to win the tournament, since after all, they have been the best team in the tournament and they have beaten the better opponents, but I've been saying this since my first Euro 2024 prediction video. I just have a feeling that England will finally pull off a miracle and will bring the trophy home, and because of that, I'm sadly gonna have to stick with my prediction. So in the game, I think England will finally score 2 goals in the game and they'll win this one 2-1 in extra time. Now I don't want this to happen because I've had some money on the Spanish before the tournament even started, but I think it's inevitable that England will eventually win it. I just got a feeling. Now hopefully this time in my prediction video, I don't go 0 for 4 in my predictions, because literally in the last one, I got every single prediction wrong. That's an unusual stinker out of me, I can't lie. But if I do fail in my predictions again, it means that England won't win the Euros. I'm saving the world of football for real. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for watching this video, and let me know who you guys got winning each Euro 2024 semifinal in the comments down below. I would love to know what you guys think. Now if you enjoyed this one, please remember to subscribe, I would really appreciate it, and please be sure to follow my Twitter and my Instagram. The links are in my YouTube description. And last but not least, if you want to hear me rant about the USMNT and how we're so finished with Greg Berhalter, you definitely want to check out this video right here. You won't regret it.